Talks, where we learn how to transform the way we live with eczema. My name is TeresaAlabata, and today I'm going to talk about how I healed my cracked neck while in Wellington, New Zealand. So in my last video, if you've watched it, you know that I dealt with some skin issues recently during my travels, and going from a hot, humid, moist climate like Fiji and to a really dry, cold, and windy climate in Wellington, New Zealand really took a toll on my skin, especially my neck, and it became very cracked, and I had not had my neck get this cracked until since I was in college, which was like 12 years ago. So it's been a while, and it was really scary to go back to this place. I kind of hoped and thought that once I had gotten over it, it would be gone for good, but never say never. So I had to do like a lot of research. I am generally a nerdy person. I've had to become this way because of eczema, and it being an experience with my skin that varies and has many triggers and many reasons, and what might help it one day might not help it another. And so what I realized what was going on was that this was very environmental. The environment was the main thing that had changed. That also caused stress and was a big adjustment for my skin to adapt to. What I needed to do was to restore my skin barrier. I needed to make the epidermal layer of my skin, the topmost layer of my skin, stronger, more resilient, more pliable as much as possible. It was interesting to figure out how to go about that. I just did so much research online on Google, tried to mostly focus on medical websites and studies and, whatever I could get access to. And I realized that my skin was so dry, it really needed a lot more lipids put into it, and that there could possibly be some bacterial infection or thing going on, especially with all the infections and rashes I was developing in Fiji, sweating so much, and just it being really an environment that the sort of thing like mold and yeast could really thrive in. So, I tried to stay very hygienic, and I always really loved my Dr. Bronner's liquid castile soaps, either in peppermint, eucalyptus, or tea tree oil, though peppermint can sometimes be super drying. So in this climate in Wellington, I mostly used eucalyptus and tea tree oil scented Dr. Bronner's soaps. I remembered that honey is an antiseptic and antibacterial, and to a degree antifungal. And antifungal herbs are very good for yeast infections, and also honey I think has some properties that help it balance out the pH of the skin, so that is also very good for healing it and restoring the skin barrier. You cannot be in New Zealand and not try their Manuka honey. There's so much Manuka honey everywhere here. So grateful. It's truly such a healing food and source, and thank you to the bees for pollinating it and creating this nectar, because it is just incredibly healing. Being a DIYer, which comes with being crafty, having a mysterious skin condition that has various triggers and things that can heal it, as well as vegan, I knew that I need to just make something myself, because otherwise I'd just be like blowing so much money on products over the counter and in stores that may or may not have things that aggravate me, and I wanted total control of whatever I was going to use to put on my skin to heal it. I knew Manuka honey had to be one ingredient. I also was targeting flaxseed oil because it has a lot of omega oils that are very healing on the deeper layers of the skin, and when I eat flaxseed oil or flaxseed meal or apply products that have it onto my skin, it just always feels very good, and it just feels like it heals faster whatever I'm going through. So those were my two go-to like therapeutic ingredients. And then I just had so many herbs that I bought at Wellington Apothecary, because I'm an herbalist and I'm still studying it, and I saw so many herbs that I wanted to try, and I just had like so many that I thought would be helpful. Namely, milk thistle, which restores the liver tissue and helps it to function better, and the liver is really good for detoxification, breaking down fats, excess toxins. Also, nettle is a really good herb. It is sort of like nature's multivitamin, and there's a lot of trace minerals in it as well, so I knew I wanted to put that in there to restore my skin. Eventually, I created this salve, or this balm, which I call my Manuka Honey Nourisher Balm, because there are a lot of nourishing herbs like the ones I mentioned, as well as many others. I believe I also have marshmallow root in here to be soothing, cooling, and have like some mucilage qualities to help protect the skin and cool it down. Slippery elm for sure, for the same reasons, and calendula, of course, because that is like the ultimate skin saver. That is nature's Neosporin and skin beautifier. And so I created this Manuka Honey Nourisher Balm with flaxseed oil, and it was amazing. After I just kind of, I don't know, just sort of prayed to the universe and used the knowledge that I obtained at Ancestral Apothecary, as well as my own experience with herbs, especially calendula, Manuka honey, and flaxseed oil. I tried this, and what I would do is I would do my usual moisturizing routine, and then I would top it all off with this, especially putting some extra bits on the cracked areas, and I swear within 2 days my neck was completely healed. I was able to move comfortably, no cracking, no pain, no splitting. I was like, I had head turning mobility, was like back in full force, 100, 200%. And I was just like, thank you for this, and thank you Mother Nature, and thank you nerdy self for figuring this out. This is my balm. It's just like gold honey. It smells amazing. I've actually shared this with another herbalist friend of mine in New Zealand. Mia, if you're watching this, hey. And she said that it was really great for a head injury she had. I think it's like bruising, and that it tasted good, that she enjoyed eating it because it is made with all safe organic ingredients that are safe to consume internally. I mean, the herbs I put in there are the herbs I also drink as teas every morning, so, and it feels very good, and it's, you know, it's good for wound healing. You could use it for healing any sort of cracked area anywhere in your body, not just your neck. And I even enjoy it sometimes as a lip balm, just because that was a really cool experiment and experience, and I want to share this with others in hopes that it will help them too, and also as a kind of experiment out there in the world. I'm doing a giveaway for my Eczema Phoenix channel here on YouTube, on my Twitter, and on my Instagram. So I'm going to talk about the rules for the YouTube contest here, and I'll also leave links to my posts on Twitter and Instagram in the description box below if you want to enter those contests as well. But just know that I want to, you know, give this to multiple people, so one person can't win all 3 contests, but you have 3 chances to win a sample size of my Manuka Honey Nourisher Balm, and in return I'd mostly just want to hear your experiences with it, whether good or bad, but at the very least it should be pretty harmless unless you are diabetic, and just don't eat it because it really has some fresh raw organic Manuka honey in here. So the contest rules for my YouTube giveaway are, first you have to be a subscriber, like this video, and please leave a comment either about what was your worst experience with eczema like and how did you get through it, or what is something in eczema care and treatment that you would like to see more of in the future. For example, dermatologists that ask you more about your life and don't just go straight to prescribing steroids would be one of my answers. Or what aspect of eczema and living with eczema do you think needs to be discussed more? That's kind of a question that I'm asking for inspiration for a future video. If there's some aspect of living with eczema that I haven't touched upon yet, that you haven't seen on my channel or seen online in general, I would love to try to take a stab at it and bring a voice and light to that part of living with eczema. That's all you have to do. I will leave this contest up for a month and then choose a winner at random. I will announce it in a future video, so stay tuned for that to see if you win. And feel free to check out the Twitter link and the Instagram link in the description down below to see how you can enter my contest in those places. So you can enter all of the contests, but know that if you win one, it will only be one of the 3. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.